Hello everybody, it's me, Con here, back again after about 2 weeks of not posting a video. I know it has been a while, but I'm back, this time with a face cam on CRK. Pretty fun, pretty fun. Today, an update dropped yesterday that is, the second part of the initial update with Mystic Flower. And with this, it brought a couple things like the Caramel Magic Candy, together with the Beast Raid, and I think that's mainly it. So the Beast Raid's the main thing, right? So, of course, I have to make a little guide on it for what worked for me on Expert mode. I won't be showing the other modes because, well, if the first team works on Expert, then that's all you need, as it's only going to require you one team. So, let's check it out. So, as you can see, I'm still A rank, so it's not a quick clear at all. Definitely depending on how much your cookies are built, but this should at least gives you expert, and maybe you can prove upon whatever I have done, and that I can read those and maybe try them out myself, and then make a new video if I feel it's applicable. So for this um, beast raid, we're only going to use a single team because the other teams are not necessary. It does help, but we'll get into that later, potentially. So you should be able to beat it with one team. Now, the team we have here feels kind of like this is just what works. We're using Rebel, Black Lemonade, Rockstar, Twizzly Gummy with a Magic Candy specifically. In this case, because well, you can't not have a Magic Candy, and the Magic Candy on Parfait. So, to get into it, we first of all have Rebel on cooldown toppings. I've generally aimed for some decent amount of damage resist. I have about 37 here, 40%, 35 is probably fine. Just try to get it around there, that would be nice. Cooldown should be just fine with the whatever you get here. More is always welcome. And that's basically all you need. This is what I got on my toppings, as you can see. Just damage resist. I've mainly focused on the damage resist, and then, with just cooldown toppings. The rest didn't really matter to me. And on my Biscuit, I have a whole lot of cooldown and damage resist, and a bit of damage just bypass. It is a maxed Biscuit, just so we're clear. For Rockstar, we are going to be using full cooldown toppings. On here, we kind of want to do the same thing, but this time focus a little bit more on cooldown and crit. I have a lot of attack speed on it. I don't remember if that's actually important for Rockstar. I just have it. Damage resist is around 20%. I would recommend probably getting more than this because it actually gets quite hard due to injury, and after that, well, having like half your health pool means damage resist becomes more and more important. Same for HP and attack. As you can notice on my Biscuit, it's not a maxed Biscuit at all. It's not even level 20 yet, but we do have some damage resist on there as the only one that really matters here. Toppings give me this, so you can take that over. For Black Lemonade, we're going to have attack toppings, so we'll probably end up with around 80% if you have some decent toppings on it. 20% damage resist, probably want more if you can, and that's your main thing. You could also try some crit, damage resist bypass, it's always good. This is what I got on my toppings, and this is what I've got on my Biscuit. It's a level 20 Biscuit, so you could potentially just farm the new Apathy episode 3, and after the first 4, which should be easily beatable, if you do want a video on that, I could make one. Just focus on some damage resist, attack, that's all you really need. Then Twizzly Gummy is going to have crit toppings together with some also damage resist. Damage resist is pretty important here again. More than 20% is welcome, though she will most likely die the last. or Rebel relies kind of. Attack speed is kind of wanted together with crit. Crit damages attack speed. For the Beast Quit, so Toppings Beast Quit, it is an epic Beast Quit that I have on her with just some damage resist. So just getting this maxed out to 30 on a legendary one will help you a bunch. Then our last pick is going to be Parfait with Magic Candy. We're going to be using cooldown toppings as expected. We're mainly going to be focusing on damage resist. You definitely want a good amount of damage resist, like 30%. 20% cooldown is your secondary, and attack speed is also really nice. Crit, I believe, is okay. These are my toppings. This is my Beast Quit, only level 20, legendary topping. Now, of course, do note that all my cookies here have ascensions and not just promotions. Parfait does have ascensions, so that's why I'm saying you probably want a little bit more damage resist than you might think you want, purely based on the fact that my cookies are higher ascension and thus a bit more tanky. For the treasures though, I'm going to end on the whistle, the jelly watch, and the robe. If you're dying a lot, you could potentially try the epic magic scroll, because this will give you 30% defense for only 15% less damage with attack, which is maybe a really good trade-off if you do enough damage. So, let's get into it. If you do want other teams, you can try putting in some. Maybe if they die at the end, which is highly possible, maybe you can finish off the last couple million with another team. Just throw in whatever you think works. One other slight note before I stop is, of course, that I have level 10 Magic Candy. This will help. It's not necessary, I don't think, but it will help her damage greatly, as she is our main damage dealer. So, with that out of the way, let's head into the fight. It's going to be a long one, so let's go. So it's basically just a spam job. You kind of want, of course, Rebel first and then the healers. It's probably the better option here, just so you get all the buffs. Now, since it'll be a while, I will just be talking to you guys. The main thing with this is I'm basically only recommending this team. There are a couple of other things you could try. Main thing being, you could try replacing Parfait with another healer. Of course, Mystic Flower will literally make this easy as possible. I've tried Snapdragon and it hasn't worked for me, but potentially it could work for you if your other cookies have better toppings, but are kind of equal to mine in other aspects. Of course, we're dealing later on with injury after the second stage, third. So the only option for that is to potentially try like pure vanilla. But I kind of came across the fact that healing over time is a lot more powerful in this mode than burst healing. So that's why we have gone for Parfait, together with that she works with crit, which helps with our electric cookies, which is kind of an electric-based element, or critical crit-based element. And she buffs that, or she gets buffs if that happens, together with just giving more debuff reduction, or debuff resist, thus doing a lot more for you against this, as we kind of want to combat the injury. So yeah, for the sweep, you always want to move back. Always choose this one. It's always going to be 4, so that's an easy one to dodge. The other attack this one can do is the flower one, Phantom Flower. And for that, you just need to look at which one right here. It's this one, so we choose number 3. It all mixes up every single time, so just look. You should have enough time. It's not made for it's not a Final Fantasy boss. Now, this will take you quite a bit. You'll need all the time. You should have some left, though. The main point is also just surviving. Just be sure to cast your healers every time. Here, you do actually really want to try to get these on perfects. Should give you enough time. It will give you an attack buff. I'm not sure how much it is, can't really figure it out, but it's probably, you know, it helps. It's only bad if you can't. This is where it gets tricky. But as you can see, our injury is not too bad. You know? But it'll get bad. Soon enough. So just try to cast your healers as quick as you can, all the time. Anguish, you always want to go to the right. I think it might always be in the same place, I'm unsure. No, it isn't actually. So that's your choice, I believe. Just look for that. The other attack, you always want to choose the one that goes back, and then the one that goes to the right or left. It will always go in that here. So you want to go to the back, which is 4, and then when it smashes, you can immediately go for 3 or 1. Whatever you choose. Get the healing in. Because you're getting kind of close. Getting to the last bit, although we're not there yet. To the shoot. Should be about here though. Oh, Rockstar died. That is tricky, but Parfait does do a lot of healing, so it should be enough. We're at the shield, which means I believe the coward just does the smash attack. It's not as much damage. Maybe as much. The Parfait should keep you alive long enough to clear it. Last 20 mil. And there we go. All done. We beat it on expert mode. Does make you afraid to know what master mode's gonna give you. That's gonna be a tough one. But we've beaten it, and there you go. The Beast Peak of Apathy raid on expert mode. For some statistics, we'll go over it. 300 million from Twizzly, 100 million from Black Lemonade, and around 50 from Rebel. Funnily enough, 5 million from Parfait, which I didn't know she did damage, so that's fun to know. Damage received is very equal. Healing, healing received. So, I do want to give a couple of extra notes as we're done, and having beaten it. So, this works, but there are a couple things you can try, again, as I spoke about while playing, but I know some people skip it. So, do note a couple last things. Twizzly, I would recommend getting level 10. Parfait, I would say it's necessary. There's a need for star ascension, that's ridiculous. Why are we choosing Parfait? Parfait gives buffs, helps with the crit, takes advantage of the crit, which, you know, our damage, like 3 of our cookies take advantage of. And she does more debuff resist, which is what we want the most out of the injury. So we minimize the amount of injury we get, thus we can take more attacks. So we can heal more, or have more time to heal. So that's like the main point. That's why I don't think a Snapdragon would work. While they do give damage resist and the same attack buffs and all that stuff, you have 1 less cookie on the board that can take the injury, which means the 4 other cookies are going to get that 1 cookie slot's worth of injury across their health points, which means they die quicker. So yeah, if you do have Mystic Flower, you can probably just put in Mystic Flower and you win. Simple as that. Mystic Flower is perfect for the mode. Other than that, there's not really much you could do in terms of healing. Maybe Ice Coyote could work. Maybe Pure Vanilla could do something, but it's not really any debuff. It does give the injury elevation, which is kind of all you need, so perhaps it would work. You can try it out for yourself. If you have any other teams, do tell me. I will try them out, and perhaps I'll put them in another video. Alright, I hope that helped you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.